Hello everyone, this is Michael with Third Eye Mind Yoga and Meditation Studio here in Rowlett, Texas, located on the banks of Lake Ray Hubbard. Today we have a very fun and informative lunch and learn for you. Wherever you are, if you're with us at lunchtime, we appreciate you taking that time, and we hope that while you're enjoying your sustenance for your lunch, that we give you some information that may be helpful. If you're somewhere else other than lunch, maybe you're watching this later, again, thanks for checking in with us, thanks for watching, and again, we hope that you also get some information that is informative. Maybe this is something you've heard of before and been curious about. Maybe you've not heard of it at all. So we're going to start with what is our topic. Today we're talking about the chakras and how sound can help to align and balance the chakras. Now you may first be asking, if you're not familiar, what are the chakras? So the chakra system is a series of energy centers throughout our body and outside of our body. The 7 main chakras that you're probably, if you have ever heard of chakras, are the most familiar with, are starting with the root, then the sacral, then the solar plexus, then the heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Each one of those 7 energy centers are located along our spinal column. Starting at the bottom with the root chakra, we're going to talk about the different aspects of each one of these chakras as we go through them. So the root starts at the bottom. That is mainly located in our pelvic floor area, and its particular color is red. It has a name in Sanskrit, which is the language in which the yoga teachings were originally written in. And the name of the root chakra in Sanskrit is Muladhara. Muladhara. And some of the aspects of the root chakra, it being red is one of them. It is represented by this first bowl right here. And it also represented by earth, the element of earth. And when it comes to our emotions, the root chakra is basically kind of that fight or flight feeling. If our root chakra is out of balance, if we're not feeling safe, if we're not feeling secure, then we can have those feelings of like we need to get out of here, or we need to fight our way out to a safe place. And so all of those kind of emotions and feelings are what we're going to get whenever we're out of balance in our root chakra. Couple other things. So this particular bowl here is tuned to the note of C. So as you're going through these, each one of them is also in another of the 7 notes. There's also a sound that is associated with each chakra. And in this particular case, the sound for the root chakra is LAM. L-A-M. LAM. And along with that, there is a planet that each one of the chakras is associated with. In this particular case, the planet is Mars. Go figure, it's red. So we've got a lot going on in there. And we're going to go through each one of them, but as we get to the sounds, I wanted to kind of go through the sound to kind of let you get a feel for it, and then also do the sound on the bowl. So the vocalization sound, LAM, as you do that, you can be thinking about your root chakra. You can think about feeling safe. You can think about feeling supported. You can think about feeling grounded. So I'm going to give you the sound. Just kind of sit and see, maybe even close your eyes, just kind of see what pops up as you're listening to that sound. LAM. chakra. Moving on, we're going to talk next about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is represented by the orange color. It also has a name in Sanskrit. It is Svadhisthana. Svadhisthana. And as you continue on, it is our reproductive area is where it's mainly located, that energy center. And so this is the center of our creativity. This is the center of our pleasure. This is also, when it's out of balance, this is the place where we start to feel guilt. Okay, so those are the two main emotions associated, is pleasure and guilt. And the element that our sacral chakra is associated with is water. The sound is Vam, V-A-M, Vam. The note is D, and its planet is Venus. Now, I did neglect to say each one of these also has kind of a mantra that goes along with it. And on the root chakra, I'll back up to that one, it is I am. So when you're thinking about your root chakra, you can also think about I am, such as I am grounded, I am supported, I am safe. Those are all good things that you could say while you were contemplating and listening to notes associated with your root chakra to help balance. So back to the sacral, the statement for the sacral chakra is I feel. I feel. So I feel well. I feel creative. I feel pleasure. These are all things that you can think about and say, maybe verbalized or in your mind while you are contemplating your sacral chakra. So we're going to give it a couple of tones on this one here. Next in line, as we're moving up our spinal column, is the solar plexus chakra. Now, solar plexus chakra is represented by the color yellow. The name in Sanskrit for it, Manipura. Manipura. And this one is associated with the emotions of willpower as well as negatively shame. So when we're feeling passionate, when we're feeling engaged in an activity, those are all representative of our solar chakra. If we're feeling a bit shame for maybe something we've done wrong, that's also an area of our solar plexus maybe being out of balance. So something to think about there. Now, the element that is associated with our solar plexus, as you might figure, is fire. Its name is Ram. The sound Ram, R-A-M. So a bit more of it long A, Ram. And it's the note E on the scale. The planet for it is the sun, as you might think as well. Fire, the sun, solar plexus. Apologize, the location of it is right about in here. Just below the heart area, so right about where the xiphoid process is, if you're familiar with that area. Kind of right where the abdomen and the rib cage meet, right in there. And then, of course, the statement, a very powerful statement, I do. I do get things done. I do accomplish my tasks. I do reach my goals. These are all things that you could be saying while you are thinking about your solar plexus chakra. We're going to do a tone on the the yellow bowl here and see what thoughts come up with that one. You might also see what area of your body it may resonate with if it does. Ram. Ram. Excellent. Moving on. So we've handled the lower three, and now we're to the middle. This is the heart chakra. So our green bowl here represents our heart chakra, obviously located right there in the center of our chest. The name, green obviously is the color. The name for the heart chakra in Sanskrit is Anahata. Anahata. It is represented by the element of air. Of course, the main two emotions that are associated with the heart chakra would be love. And what might you think would be the opposite of love? Instead of hate, how about grief? Think about that. We're talking about our heart. Hate might be more solar plexus, but in this particular case, when we love something, when we lose it, we feel loss or grief. Very powerful emotions, love and grief. So as we're going along with it, the name that we sound out is Yam. Y-A-M. Yam. It is the note F on the scale. It is representative of the moon in the sky. And of course, the statement would be I love. I love myself, I love my family, and I love my brilliant creative mind. These are all things that you could be saying while you are contemplating your heart chakra and listening to some tones. So here we go with our F bowl, the heart chakra. Yam. 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 There we go. So continuing on, we'll move on to our next up on the list would be the throat chakra. Above our heart to our throat. Now this chakra here, represented by our blue one here, has a Sanskrit name of Vishuddha. Vishuddha. And it is representative, so we've been through the four elements. The fifth element, if you're not familiar, is ether. And the blue, light blue is the color. And this one with our throat chakra, it's kind of tied to those emotions of truth and lies. Okay? So definitely one, if you're also having trouble speaking up for yourself, you may have some imbalance in your throat chakra. If you have some difficulty telling the truth, I mean, even no matter what it is, if this is how these can kind of cascade together. If you have a problem telling the truth, it may be because you're feeling shame or you're feeling guilt, one of these other chakras that could be out of balance as well. So they do all kind of match together when you start working your way up. So also on the throat, the sound that we could make is hum, H-A-M, hum. And this is in the note of G. The planet represented is Mercury, again in the throat area. And this one we would say I speak. I speak truth. I speak my thoughts. I speak my mind. Now, these are all things that you could say and contemplate as you're listening to tones and thinking on heart, throat chakra. So let's do a little note on the blue one. Hum. 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 Moving on up the spinal column to our third eye chakra. The third eye chakra, represented by the indigo color here, its name in Sanskrit is Ajna. I love that, just the way it feels and sounds. Ajna. Insight and illusion are the two emotions that are associated with this. When we start to feel intuition, like when we get those little inspirational thoughts, that is a good indication of that our third eye chakra is activating properly. If we're kind of confused a lot, if we maybe follow a lot of patterns of illusions and things that aren't necessarily factual, maybe those things can always lead our third eye and show that it's maybe a little bit out of whack. So continuing on, Om is the sound. The element is light. Om is the sound, and the note on the scale is A. For our third eye chakra statement, it's going to be I see. Think about that. We're going to see with our third eye, the pineal gland, in other words. So location is center of our forehead, and also center right about in this area here, center. And for this one, we're going to do the note. Oh, the planet. Don't forget about that. The planet is Saturn in this particular, for the third eye chakra. We're going to do a note here on our third eye bowl. Get some nice big breath in. And finally, of our 7 chakras that we're going to discuss in today's session is the crown chakra. Crown chakra represented here by this violet bowl. It is the name of Sahasrana. Sahasrana. This one is associated with the divine. Now, what would be the opposite of divine, do you think? What about if we were attached to our ego? What if we were a bit selfish? What if we were a bit more concerned with ourself than everything else? Now, the divine can mean a lot of things. It can mean God. It can mean the universe. It can mean Mother Nature. It can mean whatever it is that you feel harmonized and aligned with as a higher power. In order for us to continue to progress, we always have to have something that we're striving for. And having a entity or being or a concept greater than ourselves is very important in order to help keep us grounded and to help keep us aligned. Otherwise, we're flipping all over the place. So you choose what divine you harmonize with, and that's your divine. And it's as simple as that. So let's do a little note on our crown chakra note. Bo. Om is the sound. B is the note. I know. I know is the statement for our crown chakra. I know the divine in my life. I know the path that I follow. I know my purpose in this life. All of these are things you can think about, contemplate, and even say while listening to those notes. So we're going to do just another brief little sound session. We're just going to hit a couple of these and see. At this point, you can just kind of sit and relax, let the sounds kind of float around, see what pops up in your mind. Keep it in mind, these sounds are meant to align and balance these energy centers in our body. They're located along the spinal column. So sitting up nice and tall is also very helpful whenever you're working on balancing your chakras. And vocalizing and humming. I also highly recommend humming. So if while we're doing one of these notes, if you want to just kind of hum along with it, those vibrations, that humming vibration will definitely help within your body. And so let's do just a brief little session starting now. Well, there you have it, y'all. This has been Michael with Third Eye Mind, Yoga and Meditation Studio here in Rowlett, Texas. Thank you for joining us today for this lunch and learn about the chakra system and how sound can help to balance and harmonize our chakras. If you enjoyed what we've had to present today, feel free to click the like button. If you think there's anyone else that may be interested in what we've had to share today, click the share button and send it over to them. And if in any way you think what we're talking about you may be interested in seeing a little bit more about, give us a follow or a subscribe. I hope the rest of your day and week is fantastic. If you're ever interested in checking out some sessions here at Third Eye Mind, you can go to 3rdi.space, 3rdi.space in your browser, and it'll take you right to our schedule. You can scroll through there and see what's interesting to you. We do have our October full moon session available for registration. If you're interested in that, there's a banner at the top of the schedule. Again, thanks for joining us. Namaste.